going back to 2022, we actually tried to go and rent the GPUs on AWS, Amazon Cloud, Google Cloud, but they were very, very expensive. The problem with this is because there are 500,000 GPUs at the end of 2023, and out of that, 400,000 or 80% of them were owned by just two companies, Microsoft and Meta. These GPUs, just like we had the industrialization happening in the 1800s, 1900s, and in 1900s, whoever had oil was the fastest to industrialize. Similarly, in this era where AI will become more and more part of our life, whoever will have this GPU or compute will own most of that era. It's a very crucial kind of a new gold rush that all countries are trying to do. And this is a massive problem, the centralization of the compute, sitting with few players on the world. That's what we are trying to decentralize by putting them on GPU.net.
In this episode, we're happy to have the founder of GPU.net. Welcome, Suraj. Nice to have you here, and let's get started. Can you explain GPUs to me like I'm 5-year-old?
It's the most difficult question, but we call it the Airbnb of GPUs. Basically, we are the platform. We don't own the GPUs. Let's say Nick owns GPUs, and let's say Nick's friends want to use it. So Nick puts the GPUs on our platform, and then anybody can book the GPUs out.
Okay, but this is GPU. You explained what is GPU.net, but what is GPU itself?
Oh, what is GPU itself? That is an even more difficult question. Today, we have small computers in everything, in our phones, in our laptop, in our TVs. GPUs are more graphical computers that are good at doing AI. Okay? This is very difficult to explain to a 5-year-old. But yeah, let's say it's good at doing games, doing graphics, and doing AI.
Okay, so basically it helps in gaming and AI somehow.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Accepted. Before we get into GPU.net, can you briefly share your journey into tech and cryptocurrency space? How did you get there?
Yes, I started as a physicist. Okay. I was deep into research, and somewhere I realized I want to convert that research into impact. Okay. Uh, we had a lot of theoretical research, and I didn't want to build another theory. Okay. And I didn't want to wait for $1 trillion equipment to be built to even validate that theory. That's when I started coming more on the entrepreneurship side. My first published paper was actually into causality. Okay. Those days we didn't even call it AI. Okay. So we kept building. It was a 1D generative AI, which is text, 2D generative AI, which is videos or the current format how we are talking. And then we eventually built 3D generative AI, which is for video gaming. Okay. Finally, we reached a point where we needed 100,000 GPUs, and we said this is no possible for us to have those many. And this is probably how all the companies are feeling. There is a massive shortage of compute, and this was in early 2022. So we said, can we build a format where community can come and pool their GPUs? And then, as I gave the example, let's say there is Nick who has some extra GPUs, Suraj has some extra GPUs, and then let's say Alex and Bob, they want to rent out, they can come to GPU.net and rent.
And which year did you came with this idea, with this problem? Like when did this problem appeared?
2022.
Oh, 2022. Okay. Okay, cool. Now let's move to GPU.net to details and GPU.net itself. Let's start with centralization.
Yeah.
So we consume everything that is centralized, like YouTube, Twitter, Netflix, and even the government. Why do we need decentralization, especially in the AI sector?
Yeah, fundamentally, I come from a philosophy where too much of anything is bad. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so you
Mm-hmm.
become too centralized, and you're prone to very high level of corruption. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Corruption is the problem. Okay.
and on the other hand, if it is too decentralized, it is good, but you can see how ants or other insects work. They're basically decentralized world, but they don't have any organization as humans do. Okay, they
Mm-hmm.
don't have systems to run together. We are in crypto because crypto offers a way where we can work together. Many parties can work together. We can be organized. We can continue to create our cities, roads, infrastructure, all of it. But the ownership is still decentralized.
Mm-hmm.
This is the core
Yep.
element that can save us from corrupting or to really be allowing us to grow into a civilization where we are multi-planetary, or basically we have a lot of prosperity for everyone. There's a lot of money, there's a lot of health, happiness, everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is clear. This is very clear. My next question would be about what motivated you to start GPU.net, but you already said a little bit about this. So you already explained the prehistory. So what gap in the market are you aiming to fill with GPU.net?
Exactly. So again, going back to 2022, we actually tried to go and rent the GPUs on AWS, Amazon Cloud, Google Cloud, and it's there were GPUs, but they were very very expensive. Okay, so just
Mm-hmm.
for context, we rented them at $12 per hour per GPU, while today on GPU.net, you can rent them for $3 per hour per GPU. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and we are
Mm-hmm.
trying
Mm-hmm.
to bring them down further. The problem with this is because, uh, and now I'm telling you some facts. Maybe you want to put a infographic later. Is there are 500,000 GPUs at the end of 2023, and out of that, 400,000, okay, or 80% of them were owned by just two companies, Microsoft and Meta.
Mm-hmm.
So you can imagine the kind of uh, industry. In fact, the whole of China was banned from buying these GPUs because they were so precious. Because these GPUs, uh, now if I want to give another analogy, just like we had the industrialization happening in the 1800s, 1900s, and in 1900s, whoever had oil was the fastest to industrialize. Similarly, in this era where AI will become more and more part of our life, whoever will have this GPU or compute will own most of that era. Okay, it's a very crucial kind of a new gold rush that all countries are trying to do, and this is a massive problem. The centralization of the compute, sitting with few players on the world. That's what we are trying to decentralize by putting them on GPU.net. Because once it is there, it is completely permissionless. You can just book the GPUs. We don't ask whether you are from China or India or wherever. If you can book it, if you can pay for it, you can book it.
Yeah. So basically, this is free, like access to every business that requires GPUs. Like they can just come to GPU.net and get their GPUs. Okay, this is cool. GPU.net has been described as Airbnb of GPUs. Can you explain a little bit this analogy? You already did it actually, but just stress it a little bit more.
Yes. So again, because of the internet economy, our world saw a boom of peer-to-peer formats. Okay, Uber is a peer-to-peer format. in India, we have Swiggy and Zomato, the food ordering platforms. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Airbnb is a format. The format is the platform itself doesn't own, Uber doesn't own cars. Okay. Uh, just normal people, individual who have spare capacity, okay, or they want to earn, they can come and put it. And what it does is it solves a problem. Okay. So booking a taxi was a problem worldwide. Even in India,
Yes.
we have taxis, okay, but it was difficult to book them. It will not come to your house, okay. And even taxi drivers, they charged a lot because probably they'll be sitting the whole day and they'll get the bookings only in 1 2 hours. The moment this platform comes, it opens up, the cost of the per hour of taxi actually came down, the availability became more, so the
Mm-hmm.
consumers were happy, more bookings, and the taxi drivers were happy, more happy because they could earn more, given even with one car. Okay, so it was a win-win. This is a big economy. This is what we are trying to do for the same uh, GPU industry, but there is one more problem. Okay, now uh, this would go to a next question, but uh, the problem with the peer-to-peer economy models of the worldwide is twofold. Okay, so in
Mm-hmm.
any model, Uber, number one, you make money if you get the booking from the platform. Okay, if
Yes.
there are no bookings, you don't make money. Okay, so there is an uncertainty. Okay, in
Yes.
Uber, but in if you go to Airbnb, the uncertainty is even more. Okay, number two, the platform takes a margin cut. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if Uber makes, let's say, $10, maybe you get only $8 or $6. Okay.
Yes.
And no one likes that. You don't want to work 60 hours a week and then see the platform take away 20 hours of your work. Okay. What we did, of course, it's not easily solvable. We solved this using tokenomics. Okay. So on our platform, okay, whenever you attach GPUs, you start earning GPU tokens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
Okay.
you
So basically, if I give you my GPU, whenever, like from the moment I gave you GPU, I get some rewards from for
you
this.
keep earning GPU tokens fixed. You put
Mm-hmm.
it for 10 hours, you put it for 1 month. The time you give it multiplied by your GPU value, you earn that many. Okay. There is no uncertainty. Okay. So this actually creates a lot of business possibilities. Okay. If there is a businessman or someone, he can come and he can buy $100 of GPU, put it on the platform and see, okay, I'm making $10 or $20 every month. They can go out and buy $100,000 of GPU.
Yes, and give it to you. Right.
This creates the business certainty. This is very important. Okay. Uh, so actually, we all talk about now one very good question. Everyone talks Nvidia, right? Nvidia is on the top of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Nvidia did not become successful because of graphics cards. Okay. One of the
Mm-hmm.
first success of Nvidia, surprisingly, came from Ethereum. Okay.
From Ethereum?
From Ethereum.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. This was in 2021. Okay. The
Mm-hmm.
topmost graphics card was a 3080. Okay. And in Ethereum, our industry, our world started by crypto mining, and there is a concept of proof of work. So if you can validate some work, you earn money. And basically, you're putting a GPU and you're earning Ethereum tokens. Okay. So there were a lot of business developer businesses who got, let's say, 100 GPUs. They started doing, but they were regularly earning Ethereum tokens. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They went out and bought millions of GPUs. Okay. My
Yep.
estimate, based on surveys, we did it in a single state in India. And extrapolating that, our estimate is 500,000 Ethereum miners were there in the peak of 2021, and
Hmm.
each of them, on an average, had 1,000 GPUs.
Wow, insane numbers.
This is a massive industry that flourished because of the tokenomics. Okay, that
Yeah.
as simple as model as a business certainty, I will get these many tokens. Yes, there is an uncertainty on the price of the token. Okay,
Hmm.
but if you believe in that industry, you bank on the number of tokens.
Hmm. Okay, so went a little bit further to the next part of our podcast, but let's move a little bit back and talk a little bit about technical part of GPU.net. Can you explain why you decided to develop your own special layer one blockchain instead of using the existing one?
Yeah, so we had a very long conversation with Polygon.
Mm-hmm.
We were actually trying to build their existing network, uh, but there was a tech problem and there was a business problem. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
business wise, we didn't see that much support coming in, and the tech problem was that's more interesting. Is we wanted an architecture which is a balance of proof of stake and proof of work.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so that's why we had to build our own chip.
Okay. Okay. Now let's move to the next part, which we already touched a little bit, which is funding and economics. GPU.net recently raised $5.75 million in Series A funding. Congrats on that. And how did this capital impact your development and growth? And what key strategies helped you secure this money?
Yeah, I think it was the credibility of the tech platform. So we built it in 22, 23. We got CDAC, just Center for Development of Advanced Computing. CDAC is the team which built supercomputers out of India. They joined our platform. That created a big kind of uh, virality or credibility for our platform. So Alex Becker reached out to us. He invested. Uh, Banter invested. Virtual Bacon invested. A lot of these people actually reached out and invested, and that's how we ended up doing our Series A.
So basically, Alex Becker reached to you first,
Yeah,
like he himself. Nice. This is very good. And okay, good. You already talked about GPU tokens a little bit, but let's discuss this a little bit more in details. Can you, you already told about the role of GPU token, but can you also talk about G points within the GPU.net ecosystems?
yeah. So basically, G Points is the testnet version of the tokens will be launched officially. And whenever we launch the GPU token, G points will get converted 1:1 to GPU token. Okay. And the mechanism, the core of our whole business, the business model that I was telling, is we don't charge a commission on the GPUs. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
providers or hosts earn a fixed amount of GPU, and that's part of our token supply, which follows a halving cycle, same as Bitcoin. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
then the whatever revenue we make from these GPUs, okay, from the booking of the GPUs, it's converted to the buyback of the token.
Can you explain how GPU.net's node sales contribute to decentralizing the global supply chain of compute and the benefits for participants who purchase nodes?
Correct. So we spoke of Uber drivers, we spoke of ETH miners. Okay,
Yes.
here
Yes.
is the opportunity to for everyone to become start earning like a Uber driver. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and like an
Yes.
ETH miner. Okay, if you have
Mm-hmm.
a GPU, you can have a node, our node, and then start earning. Okay. If you don't have a GPU, you can still have nodes and start earning because you'll be validating our chain. Okay. Uh, and yeah, That's pretty much all you need to know.
So basically, one node is like one Uber driver.
Yeah, that's your license to become the revenue driver.
Okay. So now let's talk about competitors. GPU.net operates in very competitive space with other players like Ether and IO.net.
Yeah.
How does GPU.net differentiate itself from these competitors? What unique advantages does it offer?
Yes. So pretty much head-on competitors. Okay. And the industry is very big. There are a lot of difficult problems to solve. Um, with Aether, our differentiation is we have a stack. Okay. So Aether is
Mm-hmm.
almost entirely enterprise. Okay. While we have a DApp where you can go and book. Okay. We also have our nodes are actually earning nodes. You can provide GPUs via our nodes. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
they are also
Yes.
more technically heavy. And we have our own layer one blockchain. Okay. Uh, with IO, the comparison is more tricky. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
IO does list a lot of GPUs on the platform, but often many people in the industry have tried it and they have not found much out there. Okay.
So they're basically not existing actually. Like,
Yes.
okay, good.
But this is a very important industry. I give credits to Aether for doing an excellent node sale, one of the best node sales till date. I also give credits to IO to get listed by Binance. Okay, the marketing itself, somewhere they're making the road easier for the GPU token adoption to come down later. Okay, there is miles to go. This is a very big industry. I say GPUs itself will be a $5 trillion industry by 2030. Okay, and there is very deep technical engineering problems that we have to solve. It is not just Nvidia GPUs. There are also Intel AMD GPUs. Okay, but it is very difficult to move from Nvidia to Intel to AMD and back. Okay, so this
Mhm.
technology is super non-trivial. Okay, uh, it is extremely insane. It goes down to the level of smaller than almost an atom level of engineering. Okay, 5 nanometers. So that's where we are all kind of building the orchestration layer for that.
So you mentioned that the industry is heading to 5 billions or 6 billions market cap, right? So how does GPU.net plan to achieve like this ambitious goal of providing million GPUs by 2030?
Yeah, our goal is to build a platform that is very true to its purpose. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we want to build a planetary grid of compute. Okay, so if we can truly build it, it is trustless, it is permissionless. Okay, it should be
Mm-hmm.
the go-to platform for the GPUs of this planet.
Okay, thank you. One last question I have, which is pretty general. What advice would you give to the other entrepreneurs looking to innovate in the highly competitive tech and cryptocurrency industries?
Yes, this is a wonderful space to be. Uh, I always say, look down. I'm pretty
Mm-hmm.
sure each of these entrepreneurs have come across specific problems that they have faced. Okay. And instead of
Mm-hmm.
trying to copy or looking at, hey, they did this and raised this much funding, blah, blah, they should try to solve very genuine problems. Okay. Build a profitable business, then scale it.
Okay, very wise advice. Thank you a lot. Last part of our podcast is rapid fire round, and you have to answer with one word or very short sentence. Okay.
I'm very bad
First question is the biggest opportunity in crypto right now.
at AI.
NFTs, dead or still alive?
It's dead for me.
AI content, good or bad?
Very good.
AI will replace my girlfriend in 2 years.
Oh, it might.
Okay. Meme coin you are investing in right now.
I don't invest in meme coins.
Okay. Nvidia shares to the moon to $2,500.
Speculation, but yeah, I mean, it's already world's number one. So, yeah, but I
Okay.
won't speculate on price.
What is your favorite? Who is your favorite actress?
Ah, hmm. Gal Gadot, the Wonder Woman.
Oh, okay. Got it. Thank you a lot. And last, when TGE?
When TGE? Probably October.
October. Okay. Thank you a lot for the podcast. Where can our listeners learn more about GPU.net?
On docs, and we'll also share more links of our Twitter, of our socials. I'll let Nick share you that somewhere.
Okay, I will link all the details into this video description. There you go. Thank you a lot for this insightful discussion and see you in the next episode of Compute Daily.
Thanks, guys. Compute daily.